If you're burnt out and have that nagging feeling that you're ready for change, I want you to know something. Your life could look radically different 1 year from now, and it won't involve more college debt, won't involve settling for another soul-sucking 9 to 5, or giving up that dream of freedom. So today I'm going to show you how to build a career as a grant writing unicorn that is flexible, pays well, and meaningful, even if you have never written a grant before. I am Meredith Noble, co-founder of Learn Grant Writing. We've helped over 3,200 folks learn how to write grants and make money doing it. They've won $1 billion in funding and have made more than $6 million in consulting revenue, often starting from zero experience. Now, before I became a grant writer, I could not find a job. I was desperate. I applied for a marketing position at Pita Pit, and I'm gluten-free. Okay, so firing off resumes wasn't working, so I tried something different. A strategy that I'm going to teach you about later today, where I landed my first paid grant gig with no experience. I call it the organic networking framework. I started with these side projects, which ended up leading to 2 full-time job offers, which actually is a pretty common scenario for the grant writing unicorns in our community. By age 27, I had contributed to over $200 million in grants and established a grant writing service offering at a global consulting firm with a team of 40. I was definitely the golden child, but I burned out hard. So I left with no idea where my next paycheck was coming from. But strangely, I was not panicked because I had the one skill I could rely on at any time. I needed to make money. And that was knowing how to write grants. This time I was going to do it on my terms, where it was standard to take several hours off in the afternoon to get outside, where I could employ other talented women and do work that I felt mattered, not a lot of the corporate BS that we were getting sucked into. Now I teach that skill, so you can always land paid work when you need it and build a life you genuinely love. All right, so if you're totally new to the idea of grant writing, then I have some good news for you. You might have avoided the top 3 traps I see people fall into. But if you have been toying with this idea for a while, then you've probably done what feels like a very reasonable thing to do. I can't get the sticker peeled, but there we go. Maybe you volunteered to get some experience. And I get why you think you should do that. The advice is everywhere. Here is the issue with that. Often you end up volunteering with small nonprofits that are brand new and they're not actually grant ready. You end up doing all this free work that has nothing to do with actual grant writing. And worse, since they're not paying you, they don't always value your time. You're months into this engagement, still getting no tangible experience writing grants. And instead of building confidence, you end up feeling really defeated, wondering if this whole career change thing is just a pipe dream. If you did charge, good on ya. But that brings us into trap number 2, which is severely undercharging. People undercharge for 3 reasons. Number 1, they think in terms of your personal budget, not what's normal costs in the professional world. They're just 2 different worlds. 2, you assume a low price will be an easier yes. It's not. 3, if you don't feel you've earned the right to charge more without more experience, there's a worthiness play here. Meanwhile, I've got members like Lee here turning curious conversations into paid work all day long. He just signed his 2nd contract to help a nonprofit find grants and is getting paid $5,000 for that strategy work. Charging too little will keep you stuck. You won't make enough money to quit your job or even believe that this career change is possible. That leads us into trap number 3, which is not knowing where to find clients. People get really hung up thinking they need a website, a business, years of experience, social media. No, you just need the right system that is introvert friendly and creates an endless pipeline of opportunities. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a hot second. But first, I do have a bonus trap I got to throw in here. Taking advice from old school industry entrenched grant writers. They're going to tell you grant writing is hand to mouth, or that you have to volunteer, or they're charging hourly. Before you put a bunch of stock into their opinion, I invite you to ask yourself, is this person living the life I want? We do things differently around here because we don't see grant writing as the end goal. We don't see it as just a job. We see it as a vehicle to transform your whole life. And we believe work should support all parts of you. Time for your family, time for the outdoors, time for creative hobbies, your health, your relationships, just some peace of mind and flexibility. This is not just about you pulling off a career pivot. It's often about a lifestyle reset. If you're willing to approach career and life building in a very different way, then we're going to get into my 3-phase methodology that slays so you can stop dreaming about the possibilities and start living them. Phase 1, earn and learn. This is when you're going to land your first paid client, even if you've never written a grant before. We start with one one small but mighty foot in the door deliverable, a funding strategy. This is a 12 to 18 month roadmap showing a nonprofit exactly which grants to pursue and which ones to skip so that they can stop wasting time and actually win more funding. Most nonprofits want to write grants, but they don't know what's out there. Or worse, they use what we lovingly call the spray and pray method, applying to everything, crossing their fingers, and hoping something sticks. But real talk, this is a terrible strategy, and that's where you get to come in. You don't have to be a grant writer to put together a funding strategy. You need research skills, curiosity, and the ability to think critically, and I'm gonna bet that you already have all three. I'm gonna give you all the exact templates, the coursework, the support to go from zero to your first couple $1,000s with confidence. You're gonna be learning by doing and getting paid along the way. And while you're doing that, you're also gonna earn your funding strategist certificate. Once you are certified, you also unlock access to our exclusive opportunities channel where we post real grant writing gigs and connect nonprofits looking to hire a grant writer. But here's the part I'm most proud of. For me to be a reference for you, you got to complete a funding strategy and have your grant writing certificate. And once you have those two things, and I've seen your work personally, I will be a reference for you. And knock on wood, so far, every single person I've personally referred to has gotten the job offer. The key takeaway from phase one is that we want you making $15,000 in freelance income following the organic networking framework. That is the underpinning of the earn and learn model. You're going to prove to yourself that you can do this. You're going to build a portfolio of experience and start to realize this can be real. Once you hit that milestone, you're at a fork in the road, and that's where phase two comes in. Phase two is all about going all in. This is when you're deciding, do I want to keep freelancing, grow this puppy enough to quit my job and make this my new thing? Or do I want to land a new in-house grant writing job or a promotion or even a blend of both? By this point, you have the foundational skills and the portfolio of recent and relevant experience to make some moves. And we're still with you every step of the way. So if you decide you want to freelance like most of our members do, next goal is 50, then it's 100K in revenue. And Karen recently shared in our community, I was just in New York City talking to her, that hitting the first 15K was the hard part, that hitting 50K came way easier. And like that, my friends, is the power of small, consistent action that just builds a momentum flywheel. But I'm also not going to sugarcoat it. This is the messy middle. You will be tested. You will doubt yourself. You'll have days where you wonder, is this worth it? You're probably still working your full-time job. You're building your consulting business on nights and weekends. And this might sound weird, but this is personally my favorite part of the journey and who I most love pouring into in the collective, because this is where the transformation happens. This is where you tap into courage and a capacity you didn't even know you had in you. And this is when you stop settling too. You start claiming that better future. On average, our members take 9 months to go full-time to freelance or about 6 months to land a new job. Take Caroline, for example. So this is another girlie I just met at the New York City meetup. She just made her first 50K consulting with an awesome grant writing agency, but she was then offered an absolute dream in-house nonprofit job. And the agency, though, didn't want to lose her. So they gave her an even dreamier job offer, full flexibility, the whole bit. Meaning Caroline literally now had 2 epic job offers in hand. She ended up taking the in-house nonprofit job. It pays her $20,000 more than her last job. And in her first 30 days on the job, she already has $500,000 of grant applications in the pipeline. And between us, she has a few side hustle clients on the side too, so she is killing it financially. But more importantly, she told me that she's just an entirely different person than who she was a year ago when she joined us, when she had health issues that put her in the hospital, when she just felt like everything was falling apart. That, my friends, is one of countless receipts I have to illustrate that a lighter and more aligned future can and should begin right now. Once you come through this phase, messy middle, and you've either landed that new job or promotion, or you're growing your freelance business to $100,000 a year in revenue, now what? Then comes the glow up, where we turn that freelance side hustle into a legit consulting business. Here's what no one tells you. Hitting 100K in revenue might feel like the finish line. After all, only 5% of all small businesses ever make that much a year. But this is actually when you want to lean in, and with our guidance, you're going to make a few strategic moves that will double or even quadruple your business in 1 year. My minimum target for any of you who want financial and schedule freedom is 250K in revenue. From there, we'll help you grow to 500K or even $1 million a year if that's the path you want. This is where our advanced mastermind, it's called the 5% Club, comes in. You're going to dial in your systems, raise your prices, grow a team, and start running a business that takes care of you. like putting 25% of your salary into retirement as a business expense, or taking that month-long trip with your family while your income keeps flowing. I know that if you still aren't even sure if you're gonna like grant writing, phase 3 sounds like a long way away, and you might even have some inner resistance on like, I don't know if that's what I want. Manage people, ugh. Just set that down. We're gonna focus on it later. All you need to know right now is think about it this way from the beginning. Earn and learn to the go all in to the glow up. We've got your roadmap. It is coaching, curriculum, and community at every step. So let me show you what this looks like in real life with real people who started right where you are. Start with Joel. Joel is the sole breadwinner for his family, 2 kids, full-time job, big responsibilities, and yet within 6 months of joining the Grant Writers Collective, he was making more money freelancing than at his 9-to-5. You can pause this recording, read all the screenshots Joel has shared in our community group, but the big thing I want you to know is he's made $250,000 in his first 18 months with no prior experience. He authored and published a book. This was a long-standing dream of his, and he was able to take care of his family above and beyond anything he could have done at a traditional 9-to-5. Then there is Carrie. Carrie came to our last retreat in Bend, Oregon, where she shared with me, took me aside and told me that she had moved into an RV to lower her expenses so she could take a chance on herself and join the collective. She ended up landing an amazing full-time grant writing job that she absolutely loves, that's close to 6-figure salary, and picked up a freelance retainer client on the side. That single side hustle client brought in an extra $50,000 for her last year. She now has her sights on making take-home pay of $250K a year, and she just bought her dream house. Loretta is an iconic grant writing unicorn. She's been with us since 2021. She was in retail making $16 an hour, but wanted to work on environmental causes. What I love about Loretta is that she didn't come from a traditional professional background, and she literally can now brag that she's won over $21 million in grants. Such a slide. Then we've got Elaine. She was stuck at that 100K revenue line I was talking about earlier when she joined us. So she'd actually already started. She was doing everything in her business, working all the time, exhausted. Within 1 year, we brought her up to 420K in revenue because she followed like the simple playbook that I'm going to teach you. She now has a team of 6. She bought an investment property in Oregon and is just one of my all-time favorite people. None of these members started with experience. None of them had perfect timing. None of them had it all figured out when they began. But what they did have was the willingness to follow a proven path and the courage to bet on themselves. And now they have flexible, profitable, purpose-driven lives on their own terms. Not everyone can say that. What do you actually get when you join Joel, Elaine, Carrie, Loretta, and the other stunningly wonderful humans inside the Grant Writers Collective? I want to walk through that right now because it's not just a course, it's a complete career ecosystem. First, after you complete onboarding and share with me your goals, you're going to get a customized curriculum path tailored to your specific dreams. So whether you want to freelance, you want to land a new job, you want to grow your existing business, we're going to guide you step by step so you're never stuck or spinning. 2, you can join bi-monthly coaching calls where you get real-time feedback from our expert team and me. And additionally, we have monthly power hours where you get to co-work with your other unicorn besties and bonus trainings with industry experts. You'll become certified as a professional grant writer in just 40 to 5 days, even if you're brand new to this. And this is a real-world training that you can proudly show off in your LinkedIn and resumes. And it involves real one-to-one coach feedback. The best part of all, cherry on top, is the community. It's hard to describe. It's just unlike anything else on the internet, and you have to see it to believe it. But unicorns don't only connect online, they meet up in real life. They're hiring each other, they're celebrating wins together. I'm telling you, it's just nothing like the old school boring spaces that define anything else in the grant writing industry. And that's just the beginning. There's book club. There's a big retreat we're hosting in Bend, Oregon. We have AI training and so much more. You don't need to consume it all at once, and I don't want to overwhelm you, but what you need to know is that you can unlock higher and higher levels once you do the work and you get results. You're going to get exactly what you need when you need it. At this point, you're probably thinking, sounds amazing, but what's it going to cost? The Grant Writers Collective is $500 per month for 12 months, and you can stay as long as you want after that. No, this is not big upfront tuition like college that doesn't actually connect the dots with how you actually make money with your new education. But a year, you might be wondering, why so long? Because you're going on a journey, my friend, with highs and lows, and we're going to be with you for all of it. Our members are staying with us for anywhere from 1 to 3+ years because the support they keep getting evolves as they evolve. I know many of you are dealing with caring for aging parents. You've got littles at home. Maybe you're living on one income. While $500 a month is a steal for someone who's going to show you how to make $250K, I know it's still a lot. And for you to feel confident that you're not wasting your money, I want to give you the opportunity to talk to us, a real person. For that reason, you can schedule a call with Rose. She actually was a member just like you, living abroad, tired of trying to eke out a living as a writer, and she built an incredible grant consulting business and a global writing coaching business. She believes in the collective so much that she's down to answer any of your questions, so if you want to get on her calendar, there'll be a link below. And if you're ready to join now, we've got a bonus stack that is the chef's kiss if you enroll in the next 7 days. No, I'm not giving you 24-hour pressure tactics. Like, I hate bro marketing, but I do reward action takers because I have notorious lurkers in my community, overthinkers, people that let 1 to 2 years slip by when you could already be where you want to go. Let's not let that be you. Every week that you're delaying is another week of opportunities and income that you're missing out on. I'm telling you, one of the biggest fallacies is thinking that there's a perfect time to join. Life happens. Just get underway. I promise you're going to be killing it before you even realize it. If any part of this has you thinking, this could be for me, lean into that. I'm not going to let you join if it's not a fit. Our community is just far too sacred if it is not a mutual vibe fit. The bottom line is that your life can and will look completely different if you bet on you. Taking small but consistent action, abandoning the sense that there's a perfect time, just leaning into the method. Let us pour into you and love on you. If you're ready to roll, just join now. Can't wait to read your intro post. I never miss one. It's one of my favorite things to do. Write a good one because it's how I remember who you are and we start to build a relationship. But if you want to talk to someone, a real person first, like I said, you're welcome to connect with Rose at the link below. And that, my friends, is all I have for now. So I'll see you soon.